Look at this. If you know, you know. Hey guys, welcome back to Tamiya Legends, and once again, thank you for stopping by. So I've got something super cool to show you today. So I was contacted, funny enough, on my Instagram channel by a lovely gentleman called Lee. And I spoke to Lee before, and he basically said, I've got something for you, I want to donate something to the channel. Definitely not going to tell you what it is. I want you to open it and just see what it is. So I was like, oh, that's fantastic, thank you. With these things, you never quite know what it is. So, you know, my mind wanders, and it's like, is it a motor? Is it possibly a vintage battery? You know, it's that kind of thing. So you never really know what's in the box. Anyway, many moons ago in the Tamiya guidebooks, at the back of certain editions, now it was certainly in the Egress guidebook, so I believe that was 1989. It's quite possible that was 1990 because the Egress came out in 89, so it might have been a year after, so 89 or 90. But in that particular edition, and it was in others, but not all, it had these plans for this body shell. Now, this DIY body set from Tamiya was designed to go on the RM01 chassis, so it's 1/12 scale, and it just went all the way through telling you how to build this thing up. I remember seeing this back in the day. I would have never attempted to build it because I don't have the skills to do that. But it was always one of those things that you just always remember from back in the day. Anyway, the box arrives and I'm opening it up. Again, just imagine, I have no idea what's in this box. And so it opens the box, takes the packing out of it, and it's all bubble wrapped. So I starts to cut through the bubble, and I knew instantly, as soon as I saw a certain piece of it, I thought, I know what that is. And this is it. Look at that, my friends. I'm going to swear, how bloody cool is that? And talk about building it to an absolute top standard. It's just incredible. And when I pull it out, I was just like, and this is hand on heart. I mean, you regulars know I get sent quite a lot of stuff donated to the channel, and some big expensive items. And you know, and I appreciate every one of them. I honestly do, hand on heart. But when I pulled this out, I was just like, this is genuinely one of the best things I've ever seen, that I've ever been sent, because this is just pure nostalgia for me. So once it arrived, I obviously messaged Liam massive and really thanking him. I couldn't believe what he'd done. So we had this conversation, and basically it was something he wanted to build, and he thought as he was going to do it, he might as well build two and send one to me. I mean, seriously, how generous is that? I don't have the words. I'm just so thankful. So I'll put a few pictures up of Lee's build process. He said it wasn't the easiest thing in the world to do. I think I should have done my research. It's made from styrene. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. And just looking at it, you can tell it's not the easiest thing in the world to build at all. But as you can see from his build pictures, that's how it went. Bear in mind, he was building two at the same time, which was just incredible. And then at the end of it, we have this. I'll bring a camera over so you can get a close-up of this. It's just mega cool. So cool. I just love it. So yeah, I'll bring a camera over. By the end of this video, I want to try have this thing on display. Now I haven't got an RM01 chassis. I've never had one of those cars. But I think I have got a way of maybe getting it in the cabinet on display. This has to go on display, no matter with or without a chassis, because this is just pure nostalgia for me. It's just awesome. Anyway, I'm dribbling on. Let's bring a camera over so you can have a good look at it. So, just look at that thing. How cool is that? I'm absolutely blown away by this. It's just incredible. The finish of it is just superb. And again, you know, this wasn't easy to make. I really appreciate that. He's put some little stickers on, matching what they said. Hypercar Engineering's little Tamiya on the left-hand side. It's an odd-looking thing as well. Look at that back end. Just absolutely class, isn't it? Look at that front end. Damn. So, display wise, I was like, well, what am I going to do? Obviously, it's 112 scale, and I didn't really have any wheels for it. Because I thought my idea was if I could get a set of wheels on it, no chassis, and just sit it on top of wheels, then that's good enough to display it. So I had a look, and I remembered the only things I really had was the trike wheels. And I thought they're kind of almost sort of the correct size off the trike. So luckily, shout out to Van Tat, he'd sent me some other wheels and tyres for the trike. So I whizzed these off, and obviously this is a bit I have to set up, but if I just put one on, you kind of get the idea. That's doable, isn't it? Obviously it needs to be a bit higher, but you get the gist of it. Now, obviously, because it's a trike, these are the rear wheels, so I only have two of these. And there is one other problem, which I should have shown you. So the back arch is cool, but because the chassis it's made from, if you have a look on the inside of it, you've got this lip here. So you can't get the tyre. Ideally, the tyre sits really inside, but I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do now is, because as I say, I have to get this in the cabinets on display one way or another. It can go in like that worst case scenario, but I want to see if I can kind of stick with a bit of double-sided tape on top of these tyres, if I can actually sort of stick these to the arches to have it sort of looking correct. And then at the other side, I'll match the height of it and just sort of pack it down here with some packing underneath. That's my plan anyway. So I'm going to go away and see if we can do that. Right, that ain't bad actually. So bear in mind, this is just kind of sat. So I've padded this downwards to get a little bit so the ride height's kind of correct. It's a little bit high on the front. Could probably do with just putting one more on the inside just to bring that back end up, but you get the gist of it. So that's sticky tape, but it's very loose. Obviously, that's just held in on the weight of the body, and then on the other side, under here on the opposite side, I've got some foam to build it up on the other side. But I think for collection purposes and display purposes, I think that's really good. Right, now let's go figure out if we can get this into the cabinet and it'll work. Right, and that's it on display. And bear in mind, everyone, it is just for display purposes. But for me, yeah, that is something extremely special in my collection. Hopefully I will get hold of a cheap RMO1 chassis so I can finish it properly. But yeah, right now, that is class. Show you it in display, roughly, with the touring cars. So it sits perfectly. So happy with that. Really am. Lee, if you're watching, I honestly can't thank you enough, my friend. That is pure class. Right, I'll end this video here, my friends. As always, thanks so much for watching. And the most important thing of all is, happy RCing.